Hello and welcome to another video. Today it is my February book haul, which I know I say every month, next month will not be as bad as this month. Every month you should know by now it is a lie. This is quite a big book haul, so as always I'm not gonna try and give any synopsis or anything. I'm just gonna go through them. I am going to start off with BookBox books, which is a mouthful. So first up we had Tales by Mail in February, and the books were Darwin's Dragons by Lindsay Galvin, which I really like this author's other book, The Secret Deep, so I'm looking forward to reading this. And then The Queen's Fall by Ali Sherrick, which I'm intrigued by because I'm not a fan of historical fiction, but this is one, middle grade, and two, Henry VIII, so we'll see. Next up we have Lit Joy, which was This Golden Flame by Emily Victoria. This cover is stunning and this book actually sounds really good, so I am definitely here to give this a go. Next up we have Illumicrate, which was the January box, and that is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. This edition is gorgeous and it sounds so good and I'm so excited to read this. Then we have one of the most beautiful editions of a book ever. This was the Fairy Loot January book, but we didn't get it till like mid-February. And this is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. And you can check out my January Fairy Loot unboxing if you want to see how much I absolutely gushed over this book. This edition is incredible and I just can't wait to read this book. And then these were ordered back in November, but I finally got my Fairy Loot Ember in the Ashes set. So I'm actually filming this on the 28th of February and these came yesterday. So they are gorgeous. I showed them off in my vlog, but Ember in the Ashes is stunning. Torch Against the Night is stunning. A Reaper at the Gates is stunning. And A Sky Beyond the Storm is, you guessed it, stunning. So next up, I'm going to go with gifted books. I don't have many gifted books this month. I did get a parcel the other day, which I know is from Helen. However, I'm saving it for my birthday. Whether it makes it to my birthday is another question. I might cave and open it early, but I'm not opening it, so it's not in here. So first up we have The Drowning Pool by Syd Moore. This was actually gifted to me by my sister in like the end of 2019. However, she's had this because she lives fairly close to the author. She chats to the author a fair amount, and she was going to get this signed for me because Syd Moore does a lot of signings near where her and my sister live. So she was going to get this signed for me, but obviously COVID happened and she's had this book ever since, so she's just sent it on to me. I'm so excited to read this. Both my sister and my mum absolutely adore Syd Moore's books, so I'm really excited to dive in. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think this is actually Syd Moore's debut book, so I'm excited. And it's also one of her standalones. She has two standalones and then she has a series, and this is one of the standalones, so I'm very excited for this. Then we have Killjoy by Holly Jackson, which was gifted to me by Liv. This is the World Book Day 2021 book and I'm really excited to read this. I believe this is like a prequel to the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, which I'm here for because I love that series. So yeah, thank you, Liv. And then this isn't technically gifted, but I didn't buy it. I did a trade with someone because I love Sarah Bernard's books and I'm trying to collect all of the books in ARC form. So I managed to get hold of Goodbye Perfect. This is obviously the ARC and I'm very excited to own the ARC. I almost have all of her books in ARC form now. I only need Beautiful Broken Things and A Quiet Kind of Thunder, and I have all of her books in ARC form, so yes. Next up we're going to go with just books that I have either pre-ordered or bought. This is the biggest section. So I pre-ordered Soul of Cinder by Brie Barton. This is the third book in the, I think it's the Heart of Thorns trilogy. I haven't read book 2 yet, but I do have them all in hardback, so I wanted to get this while it's easy to get hold of in hardback. So yeah. Then we have The Ask and the Answer and Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness. These are the second and third books in the Chaos Walking trilogy. And if you've been watching my videos since December, you will know that The Knife of Never Letting Go got into my top 10 of 2020. So I am very excited to be able to have the complete collection and read the other books. Then we have Love Creekwood by Becky Albertalli. This is like a little short story novella type thing, which is based on the characters from Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, Leo and the Offbeat, and I believe maybe The Upside of Unrequited. I still have not read that book, but I believe it is set in the same like town of Creekwood. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm really excited. So this is set more than a year after Simon and after the events of Leah. So I'm very excited to read this, and it's tiny, so it's going to take no time at all. Next up, we have The Challenger by Taran Matharu. This is the second in the Contender series. I have not yet read the first book. However, I love Taran's books, and I'm excited to get to this new series because look, there's dinosaurs in it. Like, so yeah. Next up, we have Solitaire by Alice Oseman. You may be able to see I do have Solitaire already on the shelf with the rest of the Alice Oseman books. However, this is a different edition. It was given to me by a friend because they didn't want it anymore. And I thought, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll have that. And then realised it doesn't actually match the rest. So I was like, I'm going to replace it. Still haven't read it yet, but I'm going to replace it so it matches the rest. And I'm excited to read this. Next, we have Skyward and Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I have this one on audio, but I've been struggling a little bit with audios recently. So I just went in and just bought them because I was enjoying the book. I was just struggling with audios in general. So I just bought them. I bought both because I wanted free shipping, and then I also got Solitaire on the same order so that I could get free shipping. So yeah, I got these. Then we have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. Now, you know how much I absolutely hate these covers, and I can assure you this cover is being thrown in the recycling or the bin or whatever once I get my Illumicrate dust jackets, because I have all of the original hardcovers. However, I am getting the Illumicrate box, which is going to have a full dust jacket set. So I need to get a full set of the new covers so that I can replace the dust jackets. And this one was pretty easy to get hold of, so I just got this one. But yeah, this dust jacket, I don't like it. I like it more than I thought I would, but I still absolutely hate it. So that's not really much of an improvement. The spine is the only thing I could probably deal with, but even that I'm not a massive fan of. So yeah. Then we have Amari and the Night Brothers by Bibi Alston. So I was on a Facebook group and I saw someone selling this edition, which is this gorgeous UK hardback with silvery shimmery edges and the gorgeous naked hardcover. So, and it was like £6. That's with shipping included. So I was like, yes. So I got this because I was going to wait for the paperback, but then I was like, I really want this hardback. And then I saw this, so I was like, I'm getting it. And then the final physical book, my boyfriend managed to get this for me, and do you know, he's winning like massive brownie points here because it is the Rune edition of Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I have been after this edition for like 4 years almost, and he managed to get it for me. So I'm very happy. I cried when it arrived in the post. I am so happy I have it. My collection is now complete. I thought, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Yes, it is. That was not the last physical one. I have one more physical one, and that is the Tor edition of A Court of Silver Flames. Not a massive fan of this cover, again, but I'm a sucker for a special edition, and I only got this because I really wanted a ticket to the online event that Sarah J Maas did, which was such a good event. And I'm just excited to own a physical copy, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I got this and I don't hate it too much. It's better without the dust jacket, let's just say that. Okay, so that was all the physical books. Now we're gonna do ebooks. So I had only one ebook that I bought in February, and technically I didn't even buy it because it was free on Kindle, so I was like, yes. It is Fighting Destiny by Amelia Hutchins. Yes, I got that right. It is the first book in the Fae Chronicles, I believe, and I saw people talking about it on Becca's Discord chat, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a go. Went to go on there and it was free, so I was like, yes, let's get book one and see what it's like. So I got that. That was the only ebook I got this month. And now for audiobooks. 3 of the audiobooks I got, so I got 4 audiobooks altogether. 3 of the ones I got, I have physical copies, so I'm just going to show you the physical copies. So first up, I got A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. So I wasn't expecting to get this physical copy until a week after the event, which was 2 weeks after release. So I, on release date, just used an Audible credit and I just got the audiobook and read it in 24 hours. So I now have the Audible of this. The next audiobook I got was The Mask Fallen by Samantha Shannon. I really like the narrator for these books, and I've really enjoyed, with the rest of the series, reading along with the audiobook. So that is what I did with this as well, and I'm really glad I did because it was a very good experience having the audiobook for these. Then I got Havenfall by Sarah Holland. I've been wanting to do a reread of this for a while, and I've just been trying to fit it in physically. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get the audiobook because then I can just listen to it when I'm doing work or cleaning or something like that. So I just caved and got the audiobook for this, and I really like the narrator, so this was a good choice. And then the final audiobook I got was The Pale Dreamer by Samantha Shannon. I do have this on ebook already, however I feel like I'm just not getting to it when it's on ebook, so I just caved and got the audiobook because I have the rest of them in audiobook, so I might as well just have them all. So that was my haul for February. I told you there was a lot. I never learn, and I don't anticipate March being any different because March is my birthday month, and I already, like I said, have an Amazon parcel from my wish list waiting for me from Helen. So March is probably going to be more of the same, plus book boxes obviously, so yeah, I anticipate it being a fairly big one again. Plus I have quite a few pre-orders coming out at the beginning of March, so again, it's going to be a big one. So having said that, I hope this makes you feel better about your book buying habits, because they're probably not as bad as mine. I have no control, and you know what, I'm okay with it. I'm used to it by now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.